Welcome back to the shop. Today, we're going to make a couple of push packs for the jointer. Hang out and see how I put these together. There's really not an awful lot to say about this design. Just took a couple of scraps of 3/4 inch plywood I had left over from another project. Cut them to the size that I wanted, which is roughly 4 inches wide. They're like 7¼ inches long or something. Took the offcuts and turned those into handles. You'll see later on that I'll also cut those little blocks down in order to make the risers to make the piece that holds in the heel pins. After this, just kind of getting a rough idea what I want it to look like. Brought over to the router table, rounded it over on 3 sides, and then moved on from there right over to the drill press. Popped a couple of holes in there. These are like 1 5/8 or something. Get almost all the way through. Then pop in from the other side to prevent any blowout, and pop the disc out. I did that for both handles. And this was an interesting little thing that I found out as I went down, that the little pin in the middle of that Forstner bit really does a nice job leaving just the slightest bit of pop on the other side so I could blow them out. Went back over, cut a little piece of 1/4 inch MDF and those little blocks down in order to make the heel stops like I talked about. Glue them on. I just use CA glue for everything. One, is convenient because I had it, and 2, I really want to avoid that metal. It really scares me to have any kind of metal anywhere near those blades in that jointer. I don't think this would be a good build for anything I would use on the table saw, but these are definitely great for that jointer. Now, glued little ends on the pins after we drilled in, then discovered, of course after the fact, that the pins didn't slide as well as I would like them to. So eventually we popped little pieces off the back of the pins and made new pieces so that they would drop with gravity. Took some of this grip pad here, cut it to size, used one as a template for the other, then went ahead and just glued them on as well. A couple of blocks to hold it up in place. I didn't want to cover every square inch with that stuff, but I did find out later on that I needed to go back and get the edges. Stuff holds really well. That activator just makes an instant bond. I love it. And now that that's there, we're just going to go ahead and trim up the edges so everything looks reasonably pretty. They're good to go. Bring it on over to the jointer, and you can see it in action. That little heel stop drops right down behind the board, lets me push it across easily. It is absolutely wonderful. And the jointer, of course, does a really nice job flattening out the board. So, there they are. I really like them, and I got just a little bit more to say on this. Okay, so there's the push blocks, and like I said, everything's just glued together. I didn't want to run the risk of any metal being anywhere near the blades of the jointer, and if I see that there's a problem down the road, I can always go ahead and drill and countersink those in if necessary. That little change in the design in the back here has worked spectacularly. Those fell right down when I jointed that piece of wood a few moments ago, and it's all good. If you like what we have going on here and want to see more as we learn and build more things, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.